Heroic on the T side. The Betway odds, I think they're also in agreement with us. Heroic, you can see there, maybe a favored team. I still don't know why the font used, the 5 is just an upside down 2.
That really annoys you, doesn't it?
It does, but you know what doesn't annoy me is a quick pistol round as we see them push straight through in towards middle. I'll even have like the mini-map fixed now for Vertigo. Good job, ESL. I'm proud of you guys.
Well, they're going to be pushing right into Flutter. It's a messy duel. How's he still alive? Eventually falls, and the T side do come up with a man advantage, although the man in question only has 1 HP. Barup has to be a little bit careful. S-Tag watching for rotations, but they're both coming in the other direction. Barup is going to fall, and Snappy just trying to shoulder peek. Finds the input, but actually goes down to Golden. It's left all onto S-Tag to try and clutch this one out. Has decent position, but Golden, 3 kills while low on HP. He'll win the pistol for Fnatic. An important start for them. But as we know, a lot of teams like to force these up now, and rightly so when you get the bomb down.
Well, is the curse going to maintain here for Heroic off their first match today? They said they played 100 Thieves. And they struggled there. Question is, will they struggle here yet again? A little bit of a rough start, I guess I'd say, but they still got the bomb down, right? They still get something going for them. They still have the ability to win this round here and take the sequential round after. And obviously, I still don't want to count them out. Barup, you know, already has 2 kills. S-Tag already has 1, so they're continuing their form from, wow, all right, from the first match. And, well, Stown gets dropped immediately. But again, Snap is able to chime in, gets a kill. That was over towards the A ramp. Wow, I really have to get used to this mini-map now. It's hurting my head if you're not used to it. And we'll see if now in a 3-on-3, if Fnatic can kind of maintain.
Yeah, JW's still in behind. This is a position that they got caught out from previously. They are checking for it, as you can see on Barup. Gonna switch the AK over to Cadian, being the healthier of the players, and Snappy being so low on HP is basically just going to be watching for any sort of rotations. JW, nice shot onto Barup. Can't really escape, though, which is a bit of a problem. He's going to be isolated, and they're going to try and spam through to find him on the return, but Fnatic have managed to stabilize in this round. JW so close to dying. S-Tag, as mentioned, knows his angles. He knows the positions he needs to be pre-firing through. Has to be careful of an elevated Golden. I think this will be a bit of a surprise for the T side. Now they're going to expect this. There is that trade eventually. Cadian doesn't get tagged either, which is going to be important. Flashbang doesn't actually land, and in the meantime, Snappy has completely taken control. The man on 2 HP still having high impact in this round. Rotation is going to be coming in. Well, the CTs are going to be a little bit late. I don't think they're going to expect Snappy to be in this corner. A little bit where you can still jump through, and they're just going to jump right in front of him instead. Flusher able to do some damage, but this time it'll be Cadian to win that clutch. Golden falls, and it's going to be equalized, but damn was it close.
Yeah, too close for comfort if you're Heroic here, especially when you had Snappy where he pushed up that far in the B side. I was expecting him to honestly get the 2 kills and be done with the round. A little jump shot, though, comes through, and now Fnatic going to force up as well. They have the pistols bought up into this one. They're still doing fairly well in the last round, considering all things. And we're seeing Heroic with the AK, a MAC-10, and 2 Galils. Got mid-control going to come out. Brolin immediately getting straight through, and this is actually going to be very sneaky. I wonder if they're actually going to check his location, and I guess timing does not... How does he not take a bullet there? Okay, well...
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's
he can't get a break.
Yeah, at the same time, he tried to do the same thing 2 rounds in a row. So I don't really feel bad for him. Like, they're going to expect that after you try it once. Like, he killed Stown in the previous round doing exactly the same thing. So that's why there were players prepared for that sort of push. They're still looking to see if he's still in there, just in case, but instead, Barup. You'll see him on this B site for the majority of the map. He is the B site anchor as well on the CT side, so it seems like they stay in similar positions. He's not there anymore. I guess they would have expected him to die from all the spray that came through, so the fact that he got away actually wasted a ludicrous amount of time. They've still got another smoke left, which is going to be onto Flusher. Going to throw that down now. Now, we've already seen in the previous map how Heroic were very happy to execute quite late into these rounds, and I don't think this is going to be any different.
I'm getting a little bit worried, though, to have players tucked away with the CZs, though. Stoun's get the first kill on a Brolin. Flush is able to respawn. Borp looking to lead the charge, but Stoun's still going to be there, and he's able to get himself 2 quick kills. Golden, though, with the CZ, just like I was talking about, able to delay the time even further. Flusher gets a kill. Stoun going to push in. It's going to be a little bit of ring around the rose. He gets the kill. He does not have the bomb, though, and Crims just has to stay alive for 6 seconds. Stoun has to pick up this final kill, try to spray around the corner, and Crims will get it. Stoun can't get the ace, and Fnatic will hold on strong and take the round.
Yeah, again, too close for comfort, and unfortunately for Heroic, they actually go pushing right into a stack site. They also take so long to actually clear out these remaining positions that it's almost too easy in the end for the players coming in on the flank. And while Fnatic break back once again, they're going to come in with the stronger buy. Stoun, 4 kills in the previous round, 4 kills total, but it wasn't quite enough. And he's now going to be the only man with an AK in play. Patient play from Barup as he waits for Brolin to get aggressive once again. JW, he's got to be really careful. He's just caught with a nade in hand. Maybe not realizing the timings available as they get so far forward. Looking to try and battle for that A site once again. As they are going to be executing it. It makes things quite difficult, just forcing these players out. It's going to be the push through. Stoun just on the other side. Crims holding it down with the AK, which will be retrieved at least. He gets spammed through. That was straight through the wall. The S-Tag just takes him down. Another kill at the same time, and S-Tag finds another one with the Deagle. It's left all onto Brolin. He's on 1 HP. This is impossible, right?
Well, I do remember you saying something about S-Tag knowing where to pre-fire, knowing his lines.
I've seen him get so many kills now. Like, all the way through DreamHack Winter, he was able to get kills through the wood, and I was like, okay, maybe there was a few... But after a while, you just start to realize he just knows where to pre-fire, and he just completely deegged Crims out of the round. And Crims was the biggest problem for them. He had the AK. He was the one who gets 2 kills holding down that corner. And S-Tag just goes, what are you guys doing? Why don't you just kill him through the wood?
Yeah, well, guys, come on.
As said, like, I think that this new Heroic roster has benefited him the most. I think he started to shine. Like, not having to be the primary AWPer anymore, I think works really well for him. I think it works really well for the team. And I think he's been given more opportunities, whereas in the past he was sort of almost like a supportive AWP player. Now he's neither of those things. Like, he can do the supportive roles, he can throw the flashbangs, but he's actually fragging quite hard, and especially on this map, he plays some crucial roles. And hey, if it's working for Heroic, you can't really complain. Of course, Fnatic, they're not going to let this force buy war go. They're going to buy back up into it once again. At the same time, it's going to be the one that finally wins 2 that gets the good start. And how does that happen? How does this happen so many times? I've not actually seen too many teams challenge this ladder so much, but Brolin seems to do it, and effectively.
I think it's the second team ever that Casa has actually put someone there.
Yeah, that far forward, normally it's a much more passive hold in middle, or just all the way back, like holding almost from A, just watching to make sure nobody can cross. But no, he's literally just challenging that ladder every single round, and it's actually catching out Heroic quite a few times. I almost wonder if, like, look at it, look how much time he's wasting. Like, even though he got 1 kill and then left, they have to keep checking this, because if he's in that corner, it's really irritating. And especially when Stoun loves to lurk around middle, it's got to be infuriating for him, because it's completely changing the way he has to play the map.
I honestly don't think it should work again, though. Like, 2 times, all right. But a 3rd time?
Well, it's more important that if they eventually get a lucky shot on him, then it's just a free frag, so a bit more of a problem. Once again, Flusher, I don't know how he's doing so much with so little, but the CZ is going to net him another kill, and they're going to have the stack. This is almost identical to the round that went wrong before. We'll see if they can make it work this time. Flusher is going to get overwhelmed. Stoun trying to spray through the smoke. Nice shot from Golden, not quite going to get the second, but both players low and caught with an aid in hand. That seemed like such a risk. It's S-Tag versus JW, and JW's going to win it with the Deeg. This game is an absolute mess, Jason.
Hey, Heroic, stop going B. You want to win rounds. Especially when time constraints are a factor. I mean, they had 30 seconds, so they didn't have to rush into there, but the CZ is just proving so strong. Time and time again. And like you said, it's going to come down to like who wins 2 in a row. Heroic's already forced up to the AK. They don't really have much money to support this. They have to hope for a quick kill on a JW like before. That's how they got the round prior. Oh, one of the reasons, Caden getting the CZ kill onto him. And of course, Esatag getting the spray onto Crims through the wall.
I am actually quite surprised that they aren't just going for the A default more. Considering, even though like teams are trying to be a bit more dynamic with their play, it is the more common. I think what they're expecting is that Fnatic are just going to stack the A site. Because, as said, it's the more common play for the majority of teams. But the fact is, they're almost stacking middle a lot of the time, or at least rotational positions. And then Flusher's just doing a fantastic job of wasting an insane amount of Heroic's time whenever they try and go that way. Like, he'll have a smoke down, he'll get a kill with the CZ, he'll use an effective flashbang. Is he really going to do this again? No, this time he is sitting back a little bit. I think it's just because he's had so many pistols and SMGs.
Crim's already able to get the first onto Katie this time, so no luck for him, unfortunately. Trying to get a little bit aggressive. And that's some decent damage, but they're eventually going to lose on a 1. I mean, that's also one of the 2 weapons they have in total, though.
It's the same again. Like, literally the same thing.
All right, well, let's see S-Tag spam Crims against the wall. I was actually getting slightly scared. I had to double check where he was on the map. Make sure that wasn't going to happen all of a sudden. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
It's not far away. You can see Crims is a little bit on edge. Oh my god.
I'm on edge.
Oh no. But that is the same thing. Like, JW pushes aggressively down the ramp, gets caught off. Bruh. Oh, that is crisp. He's hit a few nice one taps. I'm glad to see he's the one that's been given the AK. Crims on the site. Not going to go down to wall spam, but he is going to fall. And yeah, it's the same play, but this time it's just Barup just absolutely popping heads. 3 kills for him off the back of a 4-sport AK, and Flusher, he's got so much that I almost want to see him just save. Like, he had a full belt of utility as he started this retake. He's got no kit, but he does have an AK and Kevlar. Like, I get that there's the want to win the round, but this is such a risk to try and fight this back. 3 players there, they're letting the time tick down. Maybe just an attempt to do damage, ready for their force buy. Smoke going to be going onto the bomb. He has actually found a kit along the way as well, and actually forced them out of position. This is going to come down to spam, and just baiting them in at this point. Round is already over, and Snappy even going to win it.
Remember how people were like making those accusations about like configs for smokes against a certain team?
Are you about to try and say that he has a config for a wall?
I want S-Tag's config just so I can, you know, deal with wood better.
He's just, yeah, he's just like, he's deleted wood.exe.
CL_termites1 or something. Because, I mean, that is pretty ridiculous to get, like, that much damage.
Maybe he's found a way that you can actually just, like, where you shoot, you can just see a little bit through the holes.
We're not Rainbow Six. All right. We ain't that. No. It's been just so back and forth between the 2 teams. Again, the force up coming out of Fnatic.
Why not?
Question is, well, when will one team get 2 in a row? And what can they accomplish off the back of that?
The thing is, each time, Heroic has a much stronger buff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The fact that they have not managed to do it yet, I'm a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, I'm just impressed with how good Flush has been with the Caesar. Maybe that's why he went for the clutch, because he was just like, I kind of want an excuse to just use the pistol. I can't just, like, throw away this AK, so if I'm... Yeah, guys, I'm clutching. Okay, I've got my pistol again, guys. We're good.
I mean, Fnatic, even thinking back to 2015, has always been a team that knows how to use pistols.
He particularly is and was one of the best CZ players ever. And just look at that again! Oh, I love it.
See, so 9 players on the server are playing Counter-Strike, and he's playing Rainbow Six.
Yeah, literally. Like, S-Tag is so good at killing people through that wall. Like, you can make a montage of it, probably just from this map by the end. And yeah, just, this is it. This is where they finally managed to do it. They didn't go to the B site, they stacked to the A assault, and I don't blame them. Like, it's been the better of the 2 for them so far.
Someone called Team America. Because you're going to see a montage.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe Flusher was on his way back there if this doesn't go well.
Oh, I mean, hey, Cloud9 said they're going to keep our roster in CS.
We're going to buy Flusher a Golden again. Please don't. Please don't. Although it seems like there's definitely some inconsistencies still in this Fnatic roster, it's definitely far more entertaining than that Cloud9 one.
Hey. Keo wasn't the problem, okay?
No, he wasn't. But there were a lot of problems.
They got 9 problems.
But he ain't one.
And Wayne, oh yeah. I like your answer better. Anyways, finally, we're seeing a save out of a team. It's going to be Fnatic this time, and just to reiterate what you said, I mean, I completely agree. Heroic have always had the better buys when it comes to those second-round chances, and yet the CZs seem to have some good stopping power to them. But maybe Heroic have wised up. They've gone towards A more consistently. S-Tag, I mean, why wouldn't you go A? Just, like, let him just shoot through things. Let him do his thing here. I mean, you can see like how careful they're trying to be as well, not trying to give him any early damage.
Well, this is one of the things, like that position is so valuable to get him behind. And if you're now wary that you're going to die for standing there, that makes the A site so much easier to take control of, especially when you're Heroic and you have like good utility. Although what I will say is they don't have any Molotovs left, which makes this site a lot easier to defend. Of course, it is only pistols, but you still want to have those Molotovs to be able to clear people off the site, and Crims is going to be able to get one. Goes for a knife, why not in this scenario? They're still making things, well, not costly yet, but yeah, Crims dropping a couple of players, that's not bad at all. At least forcing a few rebuys. If we can get another one, I'm starting to get a little bit worried for this Heroic roster.
We see Stalin take careful because I'm going to lose his gun. So are you suggesting that CT should be able to buy a new form of utility to reinforce the walls?
No. No, definitely not. For God's sake.
I mean, we can choose skins now, right? So maybe they can choose like
add a grenade launcher as well, and he can blow up that wall.
We're still talking about Rainbow Six, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. I don't know. I thought you were just
some breach charges, and then they can go through the floor.
Hey. Rainbow Six is a good game, all right? Can't deny that.
It would ruin this game if we had that stuff in.
Yeah, no, I'm not denying that. Anyways.
Get my little droid and just drive up and find where everyone is.
You know what? Put the grenade on top of the drone, drive it into them.
See, now that's what I want to play. You can get those. I'm going to stop talking about that game because
we're not casting the game right now. We're casting some Counter-Strike.
And it's not as good.
ESL Pro League Season 10. Heroic up 5-3 again. This is a map that they're heavily favored on. They won on Inferno, which was Fnatic's choice. And the loser of the series, unfortunately, has to go home. Looks like they're going to continue the pressure towards the A side, though, at least to throw a smoke or two initially. I mean, I am kind of surprised we're not seeing like a 4-man stack out of Fnatic towards A and just playing the retake. Then again, I guess since Heroic hasn't been consistently going A just yet, maybe this round might convince them to change things up.
And Heroic have almost run out of utility, though. Crims, again, is going to be able to get an opener. He's been the one man that seems to be able to do quite a lot, but with the fallback from the remaining players, this does become quite a bit more difficult. Stown just looking to lurk in the smoke. It's kind of a peculiar scenario with so many players here, and the T's only just getting their first kill, but with the bomb ticking away, this is going to get tough now for Fnatic. They need to get the incendiary down. They need to try and force some of these players back. 2 of them are only on 2 HP, so good potential. Bomb going to be tapped. Nice kill coming in from Snappy. Barup will combine and is left onto Brolin. They're all so low, which it makes it sting a little bit more, but unfortunately, didn't have a kit and made the right call to run away.
And there was no utility left for Heroic, and they had... Oh, they lost one. They had 2 players on 2 HP.
He took 1 HP damage. That is so unbelievably lucky.
He's got his sunglasses on now. I'm saying deal with it.
And literally, you know, he must have got like a millimeter further than his teammate. They were running together. Oh.
That kind of sucks.
You
know? I mean, again, you know, you don't have to be the fastest, but you just have to not be the slowest.
Maybe he had insert footwear brand here, and that was what made the difference.
Well, Heroic now have been able to chain together quite a few rounds. I think it's 3 in a row for them. Fnatic back on the save. Stown going to continue to pick up some kills here. S-Tag as well. He's just really not stopping. 11-7 doesn't really do justice to the impact his kills have had so far for the side of Heroic. Dylan's able to chime back with the M4 that they're able to save, but did they buy that? No, he picked up from his teammate who died.
Yeah, that was saved by Brolin.
Unfortunately, I don't think Crims is going to be able to save much more in this. Down picks up a 4K, and Heroic are 1 round away from taking a lead at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think this is more of what I expected to see when they played versus 100 Thieves earlier, which maybe just gives testament to how good 100 Thieves actually do play this map, and well, maybe other teams should watch out a little bit, because this is one that Heroic love to play.
100 Thieves did play this in...
Versus Furia?
Was it Furia in Stage 2?
They beat them.
Yeah, and it was a very one-sided game, if I remember correctly, too. Relatively one-sided. Yeah, because I remember, because we were surprised that Fury was really struggling, and since they were one of the early adopters of the map, but that again, when you're one of the early adopters, you might win a couple of games early on, but then everyone's going to be looking at your footage, and, well, this time Kane's not going to run off a trade, JW's not going to be there anymore. Leaving it to Crims to hold, and they will get the first 2 kills of the round. So a good start here for Fnatic to finally put a round back on the board.
Yeah, I think they needed that. Get a little bit more aggressive, get in the faces of the players who've been able to just kill you straight through walls.
Yeah, how do you stop someone who kills you from walls? Just don't sit behind a wall and push them.
Exactly. Get up in the face. And the thing is, that's how a lot of teams actually play this at the moment. You see, like, the deep smokes going down, Molotovs stuck around. No way.
Snappy.
In his ears, just let's start going right. Yeah, left a bit. Left. That's the one.
Was that right, Senpai?
No. Oh God. JW. Dirty little angle. Now he knows the Brup. There's nowhere to go anymore. There used to be a big gap in that wall, but Brup is now stuck in the corner. But the Molotov is going to force JW back. In fact, the grenade usage from the T's has been quite good. They've got to be careful because JW is up above, but with the bomb plant, once again, we haven't seen too much from the retake so far, but a strong kill coming in. Snappy knows he needs to get a bit aggressive, and he is. Kills off JW. Still, though, the CT side with the man advantage coming into this retake, and it's going to need to be something fairly impressive. Luckily, the 2 players alive have been performing fairly well. Flushy just looking to defuse the bomb. They need to try and deny this. Just going to be sticking it at Brup. Wow. He doesn't want his teammate to die to Brolin, so decides to just execute him from behind.
See, when I do that, you get mad.
Because you do it every round.
Hey.
There's a guy with a gun. Oh.
How could that happen? I wouldn't be in the server anymore.
Depends what you're playing on. I don't know. I imagine in these servers, for example, you could team kill as many people as you want.
Yeah, imagine that was like not off. And then someone gets kicked from the match and they have to sit out the rest of the match. You know, it's like getting too many red cards in football or get a technical foul in basketball. Should they do that? No, that's stupid. Anyway, 7-4. I'll correct myself there. Stalins, 13 kills. S-Tag, 11. Borup, 10. Like, these are the 3 players who stood out quite heavily on Inferno, and they're continuing to do so yet again. Fortunately, Cadian having a little bit of a rough game at the moment with only 4 kills. However, one of those 4 kills was a major kill to get this ball rolling for them on a JW to get themselves an AK in one of the prior rounds that they did win when it was a forced buy from both teams.
I do actually remember, just to say on that point, there was actually a guy who, on one of his teams, got banned from, I think it was like a qualifier or something, because as his teammate was defusing the bomb, he was really tilted, so he killed him. And they lost, so the tournament banned him.
What?
Because it was just such a stupid thing to do. Like, he was just so tilted and started just TKing his own team.
So he got banned?
Yeah.
Okay, not the team.
Well, it was much of a muchness, I think, at that point. I think it was like some small qualifier. I just remember seeing a post of it on something like Reddit like years ago.
I mean, I was thinking about it.
Maybe not a pro league.
Yeah. Well, I would hope not.
Well, early trade, as it is Cadian now with his AWP in play. Crim's peak is punished, and they actually have a fairly heavy stack on the B side of the map, and well, you can see it's fairly patient from the T's at the moment. They are standing in that direction. Their execution is going to go down. That said, their smoke setup on this site is so difficult to deal with. It just forces players into positions where they can't see, and then we can see these extra positions taken by the T's. It's such a good execution coming out of Heroic. It just makes things almost impossible. Now Flush is going to wait for them to fade, looks for a player not planting the bomb, gives him a bit of an opening, and Brolin does manage to trade back. Not going to be the kill. Cadian's surprised, but quick enough with his reactions. And it is going to come down to the 1 versus 1. Brolin on 3 kills already. He's been one of those saving grace players so far, but can he do it once again? Him versus Barup. He has a good idea of where the Dane is going to be, just hiding under the stairs. The Goblin, the monster, and he hits the shot! Crazy stuff from Brolin, a 4K to win the 5th round for Fnatic. And the young Swede, he's going to save them once again.
If you just don't shoot in that situation, I think Heroic wins that round. Because Brolin goes back and then gets the kill. Like, if you just sat there like, all right, you know, trigger discipline.
I just like the idea that Brolin was like, I saw you. I was just going to let you be. But you made a mistake for me.
That does sound like exactly something like Brolin would say.
You know, maybe in Swedish. Probably doesn't sound as good.
Probably sounds better.
I don't think so.
I don't want to do my Swedish accent because it's
offensive.
It's one of the words I've heard used to describe it.
How's your British accent?
Not good. My Irish is better.
I feel like that's unlikely, but...
Oh, it's totally likely. Come on, we have Lucky Charms in the US. It's a leprechaun that does
I know what it is. So, very stereotypical.
Oh yeah, definitely. Aren't most stereotypes?
Yeah, that's true.
Or aren't most accents?
Yeah.
Like for someone that doesn't. There we go. Katie gonna sneak around the corner. Had a fantastic shot as we saw in the last round.
Was it enough?
No, Brolin. Ooh, good kill by Stoun actually. That's tight, yeah. I'd be a little bit scared if I was Fnatic here with the position he's propped up on. The bomb currently down though at the moment. While Flusha gets the kill into Borup. He's not able to recover the weapon, unfortunately, as he's down to 19 HP. The boost up, perfectly done. Stoun gets a second kill. Maybe it's time to rotate the bomb back towards the B side by JW. He's looking to prevent this. Actually, it looks like they might go A in the meantime here.
Yeah, I think this is smart, but the time it takes might be more of a problem. Like, it's whether or not they can actually hold players in this direction. And to be fair, with the extra utility that Cadian has thrown, he's done a very good job. Like, without those nades, they were hesitant and thinking of going back. Now they're already down within the site. They can get the deep smoke in. S-Tech can take a lot of control, and it's going to make this retake very difficult.
And for Fnatic, I think if you don't get a kill within like the first 10 seconds, you just save. Definitely now save.
So they want to challenge this though, and Golden is actually going to get a kill back in, but JW, well, he's already tagged. Now he definitely should be just running away. Yeah, but, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't really understand that peak. Like,
to be fair, they did really good with CZs earlier. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the rifle. I'm going to upgrade to a CZ and win the round.
They are actually looking to force buy into this. Or is it just going to be him because he didn't have as much money? No, this is... I don't know. I feel like he could have just bought into the next round. I guess maybe just feeling like they need as many rounds as they can. I'm not quite sure why, but... I guess if you're not too comfortable in your T side, you might just be trying to get as many as you can on the CT side and just hoping. Because I feel like you know that the CT side of this map of Heroic is going to be good. Like even in the game earlier where I don't think they played anywhere near the level they can, they got 7 rounds on the board, and that was including losing a couple of important clutches along the way. So they could have easily had 10, like easily. So the only problem now is if they get 10 on this side, and then you need 6. I would expect way more than that. Okay, S-Tag. We've seen some ambitious shots from him already, but a jumping shot over the top of a sandbag is definitely the most ambitious of them.
I think they've realized, though, there's actually a pretty big stack towards the safe site. Maybe it's the time for the call to be made to run towards back in the direction of B. If Flashbang comes through and Golden is just cleaning house. That's a 3K for him so far. Finally, Heroic's able to respond with the kill into JW, but a 2-on-4. Sandbags to clear. Cadian by himself. Actually, no, he does have the backup. Stoun will be there. With 30 seconds left, they're almost going to have to commit towards one of these sites in the next few seconds. And Golden's in the prime position to shut Cadian down.
Yeah, as easy as you like. That's his 4K. This has been a huge round coming out from Golden from very little. And Crimson is going to clean up. You're dead on. It just seems like they're doing better with the pistols at the moment. Maybe it's just the strategies that they're actually employing. Because that's one of the things I have been quite disappointed by the Swedes, is that their control of the ramp is I almost want to say outdated. Like a lot of teams are now smoking and mollying it very early on. You can have a deep smoke over the top, which pretty much gives you way more control early into the round. And they do that more when they're with pistols and they don't have much to play with. Whereas a lot of teams will have either the AWP or have the rifle just peeking down in that direction. It's fairly successful with a lot of the teams, and I think against Heroic, you can't really give them the space to set up their execution like they have been. That nade, though, from Golden is fantastic, but it's only going to be a singular trade, and all in all, that's not bad considering that the weaponry has been fairly poor, so we can actually see an upgrade come out of Heroic.
Still going to be tough for the take, though. Look at the utility. Well, more importantly, you can't really see the utility they have at the moment. Just one smoke and even a decoy to come through in this last round of the first half. They're actually boosting up over the top. Not going to work out for KDM. JW gets a shot on S-Tag, and well, Stown will have Snappy there to back him up, but JW is in hot pursuit. He's going to miss out on a shot, and I still find it hard to see Fnatic to lose this round. They know the bombs here. They have a lot of players to help defend. Crims is in a perfect position to play spoiler, and yeah, Stown now with 29 HP. But 7 rounds for Fnatic, you know, I will give him that. I did not expect that much considering just like past results on these maps.
Yeah, it's all in all not a bad half overall. I think that they, again, could have got away with a lot more, and I think the early battle somewhat helped them in a sense. But hey, 7 rounds, not too bad on the CT side. They're going to go on to the T side, and we'll see how much depth they actually have on this map after a short break. Welcome back into the second half of Fnatic versus Heroic. Fnatic fighting for their survival on their opponent's map choice, a pistol round. Seems like a must, Jason.
Yeah, especially with how well we've seen the big three out of Heroic playing again. Borup, Stown, and S-Tag.
Yeah, S-Tag you through a wall.
Yeah, I know. No, he won't tag you through. He'll kill you. Kill you through a wall.
That'd be a nice evolution to see from him. I feel like he's improved a lot as a player. He can change his name to S-Kill.
Good old Pokemon Counter-Strike.
Mm.
What? His tag is evolving. He's been picked up by North. So 7-8. I'm just kidding. Because that's what it seems North always does. Just pick people up from teams. Anyways, yeah, I agree. Fnatic need the round. They do have the smokes ready to go. And Cadian's like, hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, his teammate started shooting a little bit before he did.
Wait, don't tell me they're to mess that up.
Snappy actually kind of, I don't think they communicated that properly. It's like, you go right, and I go right. And it's like, no, one of us needs to go left. And then Cadian didn't have the timing right. This has gone a little bit wrong. They had everything in their favor. Stown, he needs a kill here. He needs to find this battle, and he's not going to. JW won't be there to close him out. Barup is going to fall, and what was looking like the perfect start to a pistol round. Only one player died.
I've got no words for that, honestly. That's just...
I wonder if he was like, just like, wait, their right or my right? It's like, no, why would it be their right? And then by that point, he's already started shooting.
I mean, I know Danish is a confusing language, but... No, that's honestly that I would have taken time after that because that would have like frustrated the hell out of me to have such an easy opportunity to build up a strong lead at the beginning of your CT half to throw Fnatic out of the tournament. But oh well, gotta deal with what was handed to you and have forced up into this round. I mean, I don't want to count them out just yet. S-Tag's over towards Ace. You definitely can't count them out. And he does have a deagle, so. Probably will get at least one.
See if he knows it back the other way.
That's so frustrating, I think, if you're Heroic.
Oh, Brolin trying to sneak his way through. This is a position that most teams at the moment are trying to utilize, that wraparound, that space. And it's a position that a lot will Molotov off, as is the sandbags. Now that's the only Molotov they actually have, which is going to make their site execution that little bit more difficult. Normally you want one actually going over onto some of the sandbags to try and clear some of those close range positions, especially when there's pistols available. And just look at S-Tag. This is a spot that, well, people get away with a lot because it is quite difficult to clear, especially if you don't have any utility. Smoke's going to be going down. Hasn't been spotted just yet. 35 seconds. He may just try and wait patiently so that he can actually drop the bomb. Got to be careful, and his teammates are doing a great job of being that distraction. There's a shot coming out. S-Tag doesn't even get a kill. I feel like he could have been a bit more patient there. Maybe a slight mistake. A lot of players tagged up, but Crims is just hitting headshots, and they've been unable to really kill anyone off. Stown, he does have an SMG. This could be the perfect weapon to try and clean up these remaining players. Crims is going to be waiting. Flusher also rotating back around. Barup trying to clear the angle, but gets the timing slightly wrong. The miss spray as well from Stown. Again, there seemed like there was opportunities here, but again, it's going to be Fnatic coming out on top.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's 2 rounds in a row now that they should have had.
I think the first one, I forgive that one more just because you kind of like, everybody messes up a USP shot every once in a while, and also there was no guarantee that the other players just didn't turn around and dome one of them. But in that scenario where like S-Tag not getting a kill, I think that's disappointing. Also with the amount of damage that they did, that no one was able to connect another bullet from then onwards. I think they're definitely going to watch that back and say, you know what, we were a little bit lucky in that, unlucky in that round. English was hard.
It's fine. It's not like it's our main language.
No.
I mean, to be fair to Fnatic, like you even said, like if they want to have a good chance in this half, they got to win pistol round. They get a little bit lucky and they do pull it off. They get a little bit lucky again in round 2. I just wonder, will that luck eventually dry up for them?
Well, this round is already a success for Heroic, as it currently stands. Like, they are causing a lot of damage to the economy of their opposition. Luckily, JW does get a kill with an SMG, and he's going to know that there's another man just around that corner. S-Tag. Peekaboo. Kind of needs a dink here if he's going to finally finish off JW, who is just looking to pad those stats, make some moolah along the way, and that's exactly what he's doing. Stown left with just 1 HP, but it only takes 1 bullet from this Dirty Deeg to actually close out one of these players that don't think he's going to get away with it. And Fnatic, after losing the first couple of players again, recover.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like 3 rounds in a row that things turned a little bit awkward for Heroic. You saw they have a 5-on-3 man advantage, and yet they couldn't really get much more done than that, challenging out JW in middle. But we're seeing the BAP come in. I mean, to be fair, this is like the first gun round for them.
Yeah.
If they've already had, you know, decent rounds before that luck didn't go their way, I would imagine that this should be a round that they're able to win. But Fnatic have been able to get double digits, something they were not able to do on the map of Inferno, which was our first map of the series. And this is our final game of the day here on the B stream. Did see that.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of utility damage. And not done.
That was just sick. He's just run in and done so much. Just wrapping around that back. I said it's a position that a lot of teams are looking to utilize. Cadian just runs in. That was a slaughter. I like the change of pace from Fnatic, the attempt to just blast their way through the A site. But it seemed like Heroic was so ready for that play. And as said, they're very proactive when it comes to that ramp spot.
I think they're showing Fnatic how it's done, right? Because I know you're criticizing the way Fnatic were holding the ramp of being like very old style.
Yeah, I would say like it's not something that necessarily doesn't work. I just think that you need to switch it up. I think you need to take that control away sometimes because especially when you have a team like Heroic or even if you look at like say 100 Thieves or whoever we watched throughout the tournament, if you allow them that space to execute and don't take away, it's very difficult to hold the A site. That's why the changes were made to allow you to take the ramp to have the timing. So if you're not utilizing that enough, at least in my eyes, I think that you're almost handing a few rounds away to Heroic who can, as we saw, just spam the walls and like do some fairly silly things, whereas if they don't have the ramp, they can't do any of that.
Oh, a nice little placement out of Brolin there. Set themselves up for an easy kill on S-Tag. Snappy, though. Equalizes things with a nice kill, but they're continuing to have this direction. They still have quite a few players towards the A side, while they're allowing Flusher to maybe be the nuisance towards B to keep a player there, to keep him honest, and that player will be Bora, but he's actually already rotated back towards the A side, or at least is in the general direction of it. Crim's catch out on Snappy, trying to push out for information. Will they expect another player? Will they expect Cadian to be there? Well, unfortunately not. Crim's will fall. Will they expect a third player to be there? No, they won't.
Oh
Stow gets the kill. And the bomb, I believe, is actually currently down. Yeah.
I like this play from Stow. So, obviously, he's already made that peek. He's been smoked off. He knows the bomb is dropped as well. So what he decides to do is just try and get back into the site. The problem is JW. This lurk play, it's absolutely perfect. It's going to be the kill coming in. Barup now has to make his own play. And actually, with Golden retrieving the bomb, he is going to hear that rotation. I think he's just dropped an M4 for another M4, so not really an upgrade there either. But this actually worked very well for Fnatic. And I think that that aggression was a bit more risky. Like, it didn't seem anywhere near as controlled. I definitely understand, like, you trying to be that surprise factor, but they never really took the equalization. They kept challenging more and more. Peak coming back in. That little noise will be enough for Fnatic to now know that he is coming in that direction, and the timing of that nade not quite going to be on. Golden wins them another round, and the CT money, it's workable. Cadian could get an AWP, and as said in the match earlier today, he was phenomenal with getting openers.
Just how many players you could expect to peek the same angle.
Just for anybody wondering, that wasn't the same clip over and over again. That was different players.
That's gotta be so like annoying for Fnatic. All right, I got the guy side alley. Oh, there's another one. Another one. I mean, they still win the round either way, right? And
was that Semler? Another one.
Hey, hey. All right, calm down, Budget Moses. All right.
We just look the same. You sound the same.
We don't sound the same. I'm not nearly as stylish as he is.
Yeah, but that's looks.
No, but
or are you saying even,
some of the clothes
even lyrically?
Some of the clothes he wears, you can hear.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
They are loud. But either way.
Maybe I have cast together before. I don't remember what game.
Well, Cadian did manage to get the opener. Stown is just going to opt to retreat and allow mid-control to go the other way. Now, they've already doubled up their B defense, this time at least. And with the small amount of aggression they've been able to have over onto this ramp, it means that they can gamble. They can keep players there. They know that there's not a rotation back just yet. There's still a lurk in the form of Crims, who's just going to go back and retrieve the bomb. Not going to see the boost come up. It does give you that little bit of information, and well, we are going to have the attempted spot. This is risky from Stan, but he's got that info back. He knows that they're still in middle. S-Tag going to try and slow them down. Barup is going to go down without much of a fight, but the support has rolled in. Snappy gets one back, but the trade's still there effectively through Crims. JW sprays through. He gets two through the smoke. A little bit of luck that's gone a long, long way. And now it's left all onto Cadian. Again, it's 1v2 in the favor of Fnatic. They're winning a lot of these clutch situations, and working back into the site is going to be difficult. They should expect this flank from behind, and Crims is in a prime position. I don't think Cadian actually noticed that JW was just in front of him. This now becomes impossible as he scopes in and Crims takes him down, and that's another round on the board now for Fnatic. Started to find those entries into the B site, and well, I feel like a lot of that might come down to the fact that there's limited utility in a lot of these rounds for the CT side.
Yeah, one thing you were talking about was Fnatic's use of smokes on the CT side. Heroic not having any there, unfortunately, weren't able to, stall the push, set themselves up for some good angles to hit. Fnatic are just steamrolling on this T side. It was 2 rounds for Heroic, but ever since, or sorry, 1 round for Heroic, but ever since then, Fnatic have just been taking round after round after round. You have to wonder, will Heroic be able to bounce back here? I mean, they have some Deagles, they have a P250. Fnatic looking to maintain this aggression, maintain these rounds, and Crims is looking to take the position that has a noise down before. And they're on different sides. It was Brolin the one to punish them over and over again. And there's just no utility really, unfortunately, for Heroic to use. They have to rely on that raw aim. No kit either. I mean, Snappy's basically watching the push towards A. Not by himself. Just have some backup there. He's going to have the early detection system here in a second.
He spotted the mount, gets a kill as well. Now they're just going to try and push in, and these deagles are working wonderfully for the CT side. Bomb is dropped, Flusher trying his best to rectify things, but now Snappy's got a Krieg. And JW in on the flank. It is going to be Cadian going down. Maybe not the worst player, considering he was already low. And they can now look to reposition with control of the bomb. This is going to be a tough take for JW. Definitely wary of the different peaks. S-Tag's been able to find an AK-47 as well, so this has just become that bit more tough for JW. And with only 25 seconds left, I don't really know how he's going to get around this. He needs to hit some pretty ridiculous shots onto one of these players. S-Tag facing. Another smoke goes down just to make things that little bit more irritating for JW, and S-Tag connects. A round out of absolutely nothing. Pretty much just a few pistols, and that was all it took. And look at the damage it's done to Fnatic's economy. I wonder if they're going to take a risk and try and force it once again.
I mean, Heroic have had such a big loss bonus, though. So they should have the money to buy up into this round. I mean, they're still lacking, I think, 1 weapon, which is why I've seen S-Tag on the deal. No, they do have the AK drop, sorry. So they have, like, the full kit. The weapons, the utility. Fnatic, they have invested into this round. You can see JW dropping 3K on this. And S-Tag again, looking for the aggressive play, looking for an early kill in towards this ramp here. But that's the smoke you were talking about that Fnatic wasn't using as well. Deep smoke.
Yeah, it's fairly common as well. Like that's the thing. It's not like this is some sort of revolutionary play being made by Heroic. Like lots of teams are doing this now. And like obviously this round it's a little bit different, but you do have to remember that this was a heavy investment coming in from the T side. This wasn't just like, oh, we bought, like in the last round where Heroic half bought. This is everything they've got, so this is definitely troublesome. And it is difficult to deal with, like facing around those smokes. We saw S-Tag also using a little gap in the sandbags a lot of the time when he gets around that angle versus 100 Thieves. And they also used it back. Cadian is going to shut down 1 and the 2nd as well. Started to really pick up with this AWP. And they're going to get their 11th onto the board and very likely a 12th because Fnatic, well, they should buy nothing here. Maybe a flashbang or a P250. I'm hoping for the prior, but
nah. Dualies.
Well, if you're a wrong-un, maybe.
What if Dualies got a buff and then they actually became the like, go-to pistol?
I wouldn't mind that. I have some awesome Dualies.
No, it's the name of Dualies. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was it again?
I don't extra stats. Like
what was the name of your dualies?
it's got dossier stickers all over them.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Dossier Medicine.
And you have to get a FAMAS, like a little one now.
Why?
Because, I mean, the weapon's used more. So you have to get used to using it more.
I don't think no, I haven't. I don't know. It's not so much the gun. I just like, and it doesn't mean I'm gonna use it more.
Just you'll be the guy. Oh, you'll be the guy that always drops it to teammates.
Yeah, that's true. And it is irritating.
Good nade coming through though out of Bower up. He's gonna back away. You see 4 players being tagged up on HP. They have the reinforcements here to defend on B as well, so it's not like they're gonna walk their way in. They don't have any utility. No smoke gonna come through to help delay this. No offensive nades left though for Heroic.
Oh, where's this going? Do we have another one? One more to the pile? Otherwise, I'm kind of confused. Oh, they were just boosting him into the... Okay, that's kind of disappointing. I thought they were going to have a triple boost. Fnatic and boosts. Name a more iconic duo. Except maybe Olaf and Crims. Didn't need to be a headshot, but it's always nice to see it. They got 20 seconds. This is just when Fnatic can try and get anything. Run boost into the side. Golden actually does get a kill, so that's a small bonus.
Kind of like that, though.
Yeah, I feel like in rounds like that, you can just try something silly. Just like try and get him around the corner. I don't think you'd do that in an actual round, because obviously if you're flying through the air, it's kind of difficult to hit anyone.
Mag 7.
Why have you just said Mag 7?
Give the guy running with a Mag 7, the guy jumping out with a Mag 7.
On the T side?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Just get him one. Just get the CTs to drop you one.
Get the CTs.
Get an XM.
Or Sonar.
Yeah.
It has a nice sound at least.
Make the CTs buy you one. Be like, hey, can you drop me a Mag 7, please? And then they give you it.
And then you go, wait there while I run boost.
Yeah.
I mean, not run boost.
I mean, you're helping them, right? Or because like they're like, oh, he has a Mag 7, don't have to worry about it, right?
Sure.
See, 600 IQ.
Less than last time, at least. Well, Brolin is going to find that opener onto S-Tag. Someone that's been tough for them to deal with so far. Scoreline has been equalized, and Stown getting a little bit caught. Just trying to escape at this point. Cadian has managed to find a guy. I like how he throws the smoke. That's an attempted fake, but he eventually just looks to try and slaughter his opposition. Has the support of Barup, who he did give a little love tap before he died. Unfortunately, Barup coming around to help him has left that B site open for the taking. So the T's are going to get into the after plant. Crimson Flusher. Now, a rotation coming in. Now, there's a bit of utility. There's a couple of smokes. The AWP on Cadian as well, with a flashbang alongside it. And the CT's all going to be coming in together. Smoke just going down to section off Flusher as Crim's going to have a shooting gallery. Hits the first. Bomb's still ticking in their favor. Flusher trying to spray through almost as a bit of a distraction. They now know where both players are. Barup going to go running through, but they're running out of time. Cadian hits the shot. They need to get onto this bomb. They need to get defusing it, really. And that's what they're going to do. Cadian is ticking fast. Does he have it? It's going to be very close, just about. 13 to 12. A good retake in the end. I like the little bait from Barup. That is pure confidence to be able to do that with the bomb that far ticked. Like, a lot of teams would have just stuck it. Nonetheless, that's now them into the lead, and well, the T's, they can get a buy. It won't be the best buy in the world, but at least they're keeping the pressure on.
It wasn't a clean round, though, for Heroic.
No.
Like, we haven't seen any really clean rounds unless Fnatic isn't really forcing up into it. Like, you know, just using like standard pistols. They've had to work for these rounds, and again, considering that Fnatic is able to really landslide off the bat on their T half, I think it's a testament to the team and how they've grown over time. And this is one of their worst maps. I mean, statistically, from what we've seen.
Fnatic have 2 smokes left and only 20 seconds have gone. They used so much utility early into this round. Barup, he's got to be careful. He wins that battle, an important one at that. Flashback going to be going over the top. He actually ends up blind, and I feel like he needed to stay alive there, in all honesty. Rotation does get him from Stown, but he's going to go fight that on his own. I don't know what's happened to Heroic here. That was uncharacteristic. They had a man advantage. They've been playing well in the retakes. Their teammates had a lot of utility. And instead of waiting, we see Barup try and fight 1v5, or 1v4, because he already killed one. And then Stown do exactly the same thing. And that's not common, I would say. I feel like there's a few mistakes being made.
To be fair to Borup, though, there was a flashbang. Like, it's not like he just peeked for no reason. Like, there was a team flash that came through, but I think he peeked it like a little bit too early and got blinded by it.
Okay, what about Down?
So it was a pop flash. That one, yeah, that one I have no idea.
Terrorists win.
But I know they were trying to pop flash Borup in for a kill, but maybe miscommunication came through and he wasn't there at the right time. But Fnatic will tie things up though at 13. Still some money to spend for Heroic because they're going to call a timeout and talk some things over. Snappy actually the one to really step up, 21. But everyone's been pretty much playing well. I mean, it's what, 4 kills between first and last?
It's not been a bad performance across the board. You could say that for the majority of the server, to be honest. I'm sure Flusher's probably not too happy with the 9 assists. I imagine a lot of those came back off the back of CZ dinks in the first half. Yeah, we are going to have the pause taken. I am surprised how close this has been. Like, especially, as we mentioned, like this is a map that Heroic really love to play. They took Inferno without really too much of a sweat. And
I mean, maybe this is a map that Fnatic has been keeping in their back pocket.
potentially.
Like, they're not looking terrible at all. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, you were very concerned with the A-ramp pull.
It's more just like preference. Like, it does depend on the team, bruh. I feel like he's been one who's started to get caught out quite a bit. I think that might be why they've actually doubled things off. Also, Roland taking a lot of damage. Oh, that is messy from S-Tag. He has been caught a few times. You mentioned that we've started to see Snappy actually like get to the top of the board, and I think that has been because S-Tag started to get caught a few times. Maybe a little bit too over-aggressive, or aggressive without support. I think that's the thing. Like, when they were like taking control as a team, I was all for it. But the last couple of rounds, he's gone peeking around that side early, and he's been caught out and handed away a man advantage. So maybe timing just playing a part in this for Heroic. Fnatic still. A lot of utility. Brolin low, of course. This is interesting. The B site very open at the moment for the CT side. They'll hear the Molotov go down. I wonder if that might force some sort of rotation. Yet to really make that call. By the looks of it, Fnatic could have this without really too much resistance. We are going to see a move taken from Barup, who was sat back in middle. I am slightly confused as to what's gone on here. I don't know if they really thought they just weren't going to go towards the B side again, but it's definitely been the more successful. Either that or they are just waiting for a retake, but that seems like a big risk. And are they just going to save now?
Seems like it, yeah.
I've seen that many times when you're a man down, but not when it's 4v4. I feel like that's a bit peculiar.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. But hey, I guess they're just trying to, you know, make sure they can maintain like a minimum of a tie. Looking for that 15, which is, well, these 4 weapons are going to be able to help them accomplish a goal like that. And they still have a little bit of money behind that as well. Still Fnatic only lost out 1 player. Flush having a rough game, as well as JW, both in 14 kills. And here we go. Heroic, they need this round. Then to close this out in 2, otherwise we'll be going to Overpass as the 3rd and final map of the series.
Is this Fnatic's first tactical pause?
Looks like it, yeah.
I guess they've just been feeling quite comfortable with the way things have gone so far. I don't know. I think that round was weird. Like, to give it up like that, I don't understand, especially because I think Fnatic, over the last round as well, being so successful in their B-site entries, I think Barup has been struggling a little bit with some of those plays, like getting caught out or trading 1-for-1, which, considering he is the anchor of that site, it's not really enough. Like, it sounds silly, like, okay, a trade's not that bad, but if the T-site gain full control, it's not really worth it. So for them to just completely give up on it seems like a big read that didn't really pay off for them. They've now given a bit of a buffer for Fnatic as they now go 14-13 up, and Overpass is definitely looming. And if we get there, it's an open match. Like, I'd almost go back and say that I'd give it over to Fnatic at that point. So now we're going to see some aggression onto this ramp once again, some utility to hold back Brolin, who again has been decent at finding these opening picks on that side of the map. We've also had a few players get caught out. Snappy again. How does he get away with that? He should have been punished, but Brolin is going to be the one to fall. Man advantage this time going in favor of Heroic. JW looking to take the fight versus Down, but he's having none of it. Fair enough. Just want to keep that man advantage alive.
Exactly. Considering if they lose this round, they might be saying goodbye to this map and probably one of their best chances of getting through into the next round. Fluster trying to continue to annoy towards the B site. 50 seconds left, so probably another 40 before we actually see the engagement at Fnatic.
Please don't peek this again. Oh, this is going to be the same loss. The same position where they've struggled so much so far. Crims has won that duel so many times now. Cadian, smoke's going to be falling in his face, and they are going to try and boost over the top, get at least a little bit of vision. They're even going to go for a secondary one. I like this. Gives S-Tag a little bit more over the top, just setting up a little bit of a firing range up above. Maybe not being expected. Bomb going to be planted. S-Tag, I don't think they're going to expect him here. He needs to actually gain a kill from it, and he doesn't. They've only got a singular smoke to get back in. JW will find one through the smoke, and through goes Down, but again, all he does is fall. Cadian and Baruch. Decision to make here. Through the wall, Crims gets his revenge. And now Cadian has no choice but to save. Fnatic have got another round, and it's another one where you feel like it was kind of unnecessary. Like, Snappy, such an aggressive position. Oh, that's the AWP gone. That is the AWP gone, and Fnatic, they take their 15th. The CT side will have some money at least, but yeah, earlier in the day I mentioned that I thought their CT side looked the better of the two. This one has been a bit more questionable. Like, it seems like Fnatic haven't had to do anything too impressive to get into the sites and get the bomb down over the last few rounds, and Heroic now seem to be firmly on the back foot.
I'd say part of it was in favor of Crims getting the kill, though. I think that was on a snap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I mean, they had the man advantage, and then the great equalizer comes in the form of Crims. Able to just take that site and prevent that double stack up that we saw from really accomplishing anything. But let's see. Fnatic now have a chance to close out this map and take us onto Overpass, and well, Heroic a little bit of a climb ahead of them. Luckily, they're only they are at 13, which means all they need to win is 2. Unfortunately, Fnatic, even if they lose this round, it's not like they're going to be hurting in money anyway. So, yeah, 2 very difficult rounds here for Heroic. And Fnatic just picking up the pace. Look at this, just rushing straight towards this A site. Brolin kind of leading the charge. Flashing's being thrown through, but no one really peeking on either side of this. Hoping the other team makes the mistake first.
Cadian isn't going to hit that initial double nade, goes in and does so much damage. Actually going to be rotating away. I guess just checking that nobody's going to be in middle, but this leaves so much pressure on Baruch. He does have a smoke to slow them down. Hasn't spotted anything out yet. Smoke goes over. The counter has to come in. He's going to be able to just hide in the corner. Shouldn't spread far enough to actually get in. Snappy, S-Tag trade. Back they go. I think Snappy's going to have heard all the footsteps. That'll be a lot of information, but he's a little bit worried that this might just be some bait there. Making a lot of noise. S-Tag going to rotate in, and Baruch has found the kill nonetheless. Golden making his way forward. May not expect anybody to be here. S-Tag, this is risky, and he doesn't get the kill! Golden's found 2, looking for his 3rd at that. And this round has just fallen completely on its head. There were 2 players ready and waiting for a man with only 30 HP. A nice shot from Cadian will get rid of, actually, Crims. And now Golden, who's fallen back, looks to try and close this out. He needs a 4K to do it. He started this off fantastically well, 26 kills to his name. Now looks to try and bait that timer down a little bit. Cadian going to be waiting, but he finds the kill again. And now Baruch I don't know if he even has the time for this. There's no kit available to him. I think Golden might just have it. What a round from him. 4 kills to close out this map. 28 overall. Truly leading by example.